Welcome to my channel, RS Old Coins, where history lives in your hands. If you're passionate about rare coins, vintage currency, and the fascinating stories behind them, you're in the right place. Don't forget to watch the full video, share it with your fellow collectors, like, and subscribe to stay updated with more valuable content every week. So without further ado, let's get started. The 1957 Jefferson Nickel, a 5-cent piece minted during the Cold War era, is a small but enduring emblem of American resilience, legacy, and philosophical grounding. Struck in the mid-20th century, a time of global tension, domestic prosperity, and cultural transformation, this coin carried with it not only economic utility, but also a wealth of symbolism rooted in the Founding Fathers' vision for a free republic. At the heart of this coin's design is Thomas Jefferson, the third President of the United States, principal author of the Declaration of Independence, and one of the most complex figures in American history. Through its inscriptions and artwork, the 1957 Jefferson Nickel tells a story of national identity, shared values, and the silent continuity of history as it changes hands countless times in ordinary daily life. The obverse front of the 1957 Jefferson Nickel bears the left-facing bust of Thomas Jefferson, a work crafted in 1938 by Felix Schlag, who won a design competition to commemorate the founding statesman. Schlag's portrait of Jefferson captures a sense of thoughtfulness and stoic dignity, with the president's features rendered in clean classical lines. The image is not merely decorative, it is emblematic of Jefferson's intellectual depth and the Enlightenment values that shaped the American experiment: liberty, reason, and self-governance. Just to the left of Jefferson's image is the enduring national motto, "In God We Trust." This phrase, first used on U.S. coinage during the Civil War and made official by Congress in 1956, was particularly poignant during the 1950s. At the height of tensions with the atheist Soviet Union, Americans reaffirmed their belief in divine guidance as a cornerstone of national identity. To the right of Jefferson's portrait is the word liberty, followed by the date 1957, and a 5-pointed star. Each of these elements is loaded with meaning. Liberty is the central tenet upon which the United States was founded and remains the unifying thread of all democratic endeavors. The year 1957 places this coin in the context of post-World War II America, a time of optimism, technological advancement, and international assertiveness. During this year, the nation was on the cusp of the space race. Racial integration debates were intensifying, and consumerism was booming. Holding a 1957 nickel is like holding a sliver of that transformative era, when the country was both confident and cautious, growing and grappling with new responsibilities. The reverse back of the 1957 Jefferson Nickel is equally rich in meaning and artistic integrity. Dominating the reverse is a detailed depiction of Monticello, Jefferson's famous estate in Virginia. This image is not only a nod to Jefferson's architectural brilliance, but also to his love for nature, symmetry, and classical ideals. The building, with its iconic dome and symmetrical wings, stands as a metaphor for Jefferson's vision of balance, in politics, in society, and in thought. Hovering above Monticello is the time-honored motto, E pluribus unum, which translates from Latin to, out of many, one. This phrase captures the essence of the American Union, individual states and people coming together to form a single nation. It's a quiet but powerful reminder of the strength and diversity and the unity that defines the United States. Beneath the building are 3 inscriptions: Monticello, 5 cents, and United States of America. These are more than descriptors. They are declarations. Monticello personalizes the coin to Jefferson himself, while 5 cents confirms its everyday functionality in commerce. United States of America reaffirms the coin's national origin, a proud stamp of identity. Together, these words and symbols work in harmony to create a coin that is not only a tool of economic exchange, but also a physical expression of national pride. The 1957 Jefferson Nickel was minted at 2 facilities: Philadelphia Mint, no mint mark. The Philadelphia Mint produced over 38 million nickels that year. These coins are easy to identify due to the absence of a mint mark on the reverse. Denver Mint, D mint mark. The Denver facility minted over 136 million nickels, distinguishable by a small D to the right of Monticello on the reverse. These coins are far more common than their Philadelphia counterparts. There were no proof nickels minted in San Francisco that year, as the U.S. Mint had paused proof coin production from 1943 through 1959. Thus, there are no 1957 proof nickels, making uncirculated examples from this year especially desirable to collectors. In terms of physical specifications, the 1957 nickel is composed of 75% copper and 25% nickel, a standard alloy chosen for its durability and resistance to corrosion. The coin weighs 5.0 grams, measures 21.2 millimeters in diameter, and has a plain edge. These physical characteristics have remained consistent for most of the Jefferson Nickels history, a testament to the success of its design. For collectors, one of the most coveted features in Jefferson Nickels is the full steps designation. This refers to the number of sharply defined steps visible at the base of Monticello. A coin that shows 5 or 6 uninterrupted, clear horizontal lines in this area qualifies as a full steps example and is considered a sign of an excellent strike and preservation. Full steps 1957 nickels, especially those from the Philadelphia Mint, are relatively scarce and can command significant premiums on the collector market. A full steps nickel from 1957 in MS65 or higher may be valued from $25 to over $100, depending on quality and grading authority. In average circulated condition, most 1957 nickels retain only their face value due to their large mintage and widespread use. However, well-preserved examples, mint state coins, and those with strong eye appeal or error varieties, such as double dies, clipped planchets, or off-center strikes, can be quite collectible. While not considered a rare date in the Jefferson Nickel series, the 1957 issue holds special interest for those who value Cold War-era coins or seek to complete a mid-century U.S. coin set. Contextually, 1957 was a landmark year in U.S. history. The civil rights movement was gaining momentum. That same year, the Soviet Union launched Sputnik 1, beginning the space race that would define the next 2 decades of scientific rivalry. In America, the economy was strong, television was dominating culture, and the seeds of the 1960s revolution were already being sown. The Jefferson Nickel, already a familiar piece of pocket change, continued to serve quietly in everyday commerce, from lunch counters and bus fares to jukeboxes and payphones, offering a sense of continuity in a rapidly evolving world. The 1957 Jefferson Nickel is more than a 5-cent coin. It is a miniature canvas that illustrates America's political philosophy, architectural heritage, and evolving identity. It blends utility with symbolism, familiarity with formality. As it passed through the hands of Americans in 1957, it carried with it not only a means to purchase goods, but also a subtle yet persistent reminder of the values enshrined in the nation's founding. For collectors and historians alike, this unassuming coin remains a timeless emblem of the American spirit, rooted in liberty, shaped by unity, and preserved in metal for generations to come. The 1973 Jefferson Nickel represents more than a simple piece of American currency. It is a miniature monument to the ideals and heritage of the United States, quietly circulating in the hands and pockets of millions of Americans during a time of profound national transition. Minted during a decade marked by political upheaval, economic challenges, and cultural evolution, this 5-cent coin is a silent witness to history, carrying on its surfaces the legacy of Thomas Jefferson, a founding father, philosopher, and architect of American liberty. The design, unchanged since its debut in 1938, continues to echo Jefferson's commitment to reason, Republican values, and the pursuit of a better society. The obverse, front, of the 1973 nickel features a left-facing portrait of Thomas Jefferson, a design originally created by Felix Schlag, a German-American sculptor who won a national competition to honor Jefferson's legacy through coinage. The portrait depicts Jefferson in a calm, contemplative pose, with his hair tied back in the colonial style of the late 18th century. Schlag's vision emphasized simplicity and dignity, reflecting Jefferson's own Enlightenment ideals. To the left of the portrait is the sacred national motto, "In God We Trust," a phrase that speaks to the spiritual and moral foundation upon which the American Republic stands. Though not part of the original Constitution, the motto had by 1973 become a mainstay on U.S. coins, symbolizing national faith amid a world of uncertainty. To the right of Jefferson's image is the word liberty, a word that defined Jefferson's political vision and the American Revolution itself. This is paired with the year 1973 and a five-pointed star, small in size but great in symbolism. Together, these markings express the enduring spirit of freedom, the importance of historical memory, and the ongoing story of a republic founded on the belief that liberty is an inalienable right. Jefferson, who once wrote that, "The God who gave us life gave us liberty at the same time," is a fitting figure to carry this message on the coin. The reverse, back, of the 1973 nickel showcases Monticello, Jefferson's beloved Virginia estate, which he designed himself based on neoclassical principles. This depiction of Monticello, a low, symmetrical structure with a domed roof and columned portico, stands not only as a tribute to architectural beauty, but also as a symbol of Jefferson's intellect and vision for a rational, balanced republic. Above Monticello is the timeless phrase, "E pluribus unum," Latin for "out of many, one." This motto, chosen for the Great Seal of the United States in 1776, celebrates the unity of the diverse states and people that comprise the American nation. It is a call to unity through diversity, reminding all who handle the coin that the United States is strongest when its many voices come together as one. Below Monticello are the Monticello, 5 cents, and United States of America. These are more than mere labels. They are declarations of identity. The building stands for the man, the denomination connects the coin to daily commerce, and the country's name roots the coin in its sovereign origin. Together, these features transform the reverse of the 1973 nickel into a message of national pride, historical reverence, and everyday utility. In terms of mintage, the 1973 Jefferson nickel was struck at 3 different mints. Philadelphia. Mint, no mint mark. Over 384 million nickels were minted in Philadelphia. These coins do not carry a mint mark. Denver Mint, D mint mark. The Denver facility produced approximately 384 million coins as well, nearly identical in quantity to the Philadelphia output. San Francisco Mint, S mint mark. Roughly 2.8 million proof nickels were produced for collector sets. These proof coins were struck on highly polished dies and planchets, yielding coins with mirror-like fields and sharp detail, especially prized among numismatists. The composition of the 1973 nickel remains consistent with post-UWY2 standards. 75% copper and 25% nickel, a durable alloy ideal for the rigors of circulation. It weighs 5 grams, has a diameter of 21.2 millimeters, and features a smooth edge. These specifications have helped maintain the Jefferson Nickel's longevity and reliability as a core part of American coinage for generations. A key interest for collectors lies in the full steps designation on Monticello. This refers to the number of fully defined steps visible at the base of the building on the reverse. A Jefferson nickel with 5 or 6 clearly delineated steps and no interruptions or weak strikes can earn this prestigious grading enhancement. The 1973 issue, however, often lacks sharp detail due to weaker strikes, especially from the Philadelphia Mint. Thus, full steps nickels from 1973, especially in mint state grades of MS65 or higher, are scarce and valuable, often fetching anywhere from $25 to several $100s, depending on condition and rarity. Error coins from this year, such as off-center strikes, double dies, and die cracks, are not extremely common, but can be quite collectible. When authenticated and graded, these error varieties can significantly exceed the standard value of a 1973 nickel. In circulated condition, most 1973 Jefferson Nickels are still worth face value. However, coins in pristine, uncirculated condition, especially with full steps, can attract strong interest from collectors. High-grade examples from PCGS or NGC may sell for $10 to $100 plus, while San Francisco proof versions in PR69 Deep Cameo can be worth a few dollars or more depending on the market. The broader historical context of 1973 adds further depth to the story of this coin. That year, America was in the midst of the Vietnam War's final stages, and the Watergate scandal was beginning to unravel the Nixon presidency. The OPEC oil embargo was looming, and inflation was on the rise. Despite these challenges, coins, like the 1973 nickel, offered a sense of stability and continuity in daily life. As Americans navigated political disillusionment and economic uncertainty, these coins remained constant, passing from hand to hand, vending machines, parking meters, and cash registers, carrying messages of unity, trust, and liberty. Moreover, Jefferson's presence on the coin served as a subtle reminder of American ideals even in troubled times. His belief in the rights of the individual, the power of education, and the need for democratic institutions remained relevant as the nation confronted questions about its governance and global role. Though it may appear ordinary, the 1973 Jefferson Nickel is a coin that encapsulates America's values in metal form. It's "In God We Trust," "Liberty," "E Pluribus Unum," and "United States of America" function not merely as labels but as enduring statements of national character. Whether shining in a collector's case or worn smooth by decades of use, each 1973 nickel holds a story of a nation, of a man, and of the countless Americans who've held it without even realizing they were touching history.